Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine Stamlenga and this is Talk to Kathy. Just a brief, in Talk to Kathy program, I talk about issues to do with settling down in the United States, getting a visa to come to the United States, and in general, getting resources to settle in the United States. So this is my very first episode, and in the first episode, I don't want to rush you guys into how do you get a visa, what to do and what not, right? I think we need to take it easy. So the first thing we're going to discuss is things you need to know before you come to the United States. Before you make that decision to come to the United States, there are things you need to know, things I wish I knew. Some are things I wish some people knew before they came to the United States. So I don't want you to meet some of the problems that people meet while they're here when you got me who can tell you what to do, right? So yeah, 10 things you need to know before coming to the United States. The first thing is very basic. Everyone can guess this. One, you need to know English. So that's like, Kate, that's very basic. Everyone knows that in America we speak English, but yes, there are people who come to America and they do not know English. You need to put much effort in learning English. And if you're lucky enough to come from a country like Malawi where we speak English 60% of the time, you just need to improve your English, improve on your pronunciations and just the articulation, the fluency, because you don't want to spend half of your time saying pardon or spelling stuff. That's one of the problems that I had when I just came to the United States. My pronunciations, like in Malawi where I come from, we don't really have R's, we have L. Most of the things are L. So we pronounce our R's as L's. So you had a situation where I'm like, okay, I'm on the road. I'm on the road, but I wanted to say I'm on the road. So someone would be like, what? You're on the road? What do you mean? And I have to spell it out like R-O-A-D. So, okay. Oh, yeah. So you don't want to do that. So just work on your pronunciations, work on your R's if you're coming from Malawi. And if you're coming from a country where you don't have English, please make effort to learn English. Number 2, the dollar, US dollar value. What you need to know about the US dollar value is that it's high in your country. It has more value in your country than here in the United States. Here in the United States, $1 is $1. But if you're coming from a country like Malawi, where I come from, $1 is about 2,000 kwacha. Yes. And with 2,000 kwacha, you can buy chips, which in other words it's called fries here in the US. You can buy fries for 1 or 2 people and you can eat. You can eat at a local restaurant, but $1 in the United States, on top of my head, you can even buy a hot dog with $1. Okay, the cheapest you can get 7-Eleven, it's about $2 or $1 something, but I don't even know something on top of my head that you can buy with $1 snacks. Maybe there should be a snack you can buy with $1. So the dollar value is high in your country. If you come here with the mindset that $1 is 2,000 kwacha, it won't work. 2,000 kwacha is not $1. $1 is $1 in the United States. It's 2,000 in your country, but it's $1 in the United States. What you can buy with 2,000 kwacha, you cannot buy with $1 in the United States. Number 3, states. You need to learn about the states in the United States. In our countries like Africa, Malawi, where I come from, we call them districts. Okay, so it's the same as districts. The main difference about states and districts is that states have different rules, right? While in Africa, Malawi, where I come from, we only have the Malawi government that sets the standard of the whole country. So wherever you go, whatever region you go to, whether the central region, northern region, southern region, You all do the same things. But here in the United States, every state is different, or almost every state is different. So in Washington, where I stay, there are different things that I cannot do in Texas. In Texas, they have different things that you cannot do in Michigan, in New York. So every state is kind of different. Of course, there are things that are neutral, that happen in that apply to every state, but you need to know about states, the difference in states and their cultures. One of the cultures that is here in the United States is tip. You need to tip. You go to a restaurant, you need to tip. You take a taxi, you need to tip. That's a yellow taxi, right? For Uber, you do tip, right? But it's not mandatory. But for taxis, for restaurants, you need to tip. The other thing you might want to look into is language, right? It's English, yes, but in English, in language, we have slang. Even in my language, Chichewa, we do have slang that the things that we say to our peers, right? And there's a slang that we say to elder people. So there are levels to slang, right? Same word might mean something in Washington. You go to another state, that same word might mean something else, slang or not, right? So one example would be ma'am. Calling someone ma'am in Washington is respectful, all right? It's just like yeah, ma'am, but you go to other states, you call someone ma'am, they would think like you're disrespecting them, you're saying they're old or something. But here in Washington, in other states, you can call someone ma'am, you'll be like, yes ma'am, or something like that. But in other states, you don't do that. So you need to learn about cultures, you need to learn about the states, the differences in the states. Number 4, be open-minded. Fast. Things are fast. Time is fast in the United States. Everyone is up and down. In a country like Malawi, where I come from, no hard feelings and no one should come dragging me. We are slow. We are very slow. We walk slow, we talk slow, we do things slow. It's like everything is just slow. Even the driving is slow. In the United States, things are fast. Even the time is fast. By the time you realize that I've spent 2 hours, you've done nothing if you're not fast enough. It's just fast. So you should try and be fast. Try and speak. These people speak fast. You will. It's crazy. Like when I came here, I was like, oh, well, I'm street smart, I'm street smart, I do this, but I came to the United States, trust me, I was slow as hell. My boss, the first job that I had, my boss used to ask me, are you okay? Are you sick? I'm like, no, but you're slow, you don't act like, you're not fast enough, I said, what, just give me time. And yeah, by now, it's been 17 months. I'm getting there. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. So just train yourself to be smart. Number 5. The 5th thing I want you to know and master is asking. Ask. 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 Most people are in bad situations right now because they didn't want to ask. Most people don't have the resources they were supposed to have or need to have because they don't want to ask. Most people are living in fear because they don't want to ask. Ask. If you're gonna come to the United States, ask the right questions, ask the right people. That's important. Ask the right people. You need to find the right people. If you want to know about your status in the United States, what you can do in your current situation, look it up on Google. Ask. Call the hospital you wanna go to. Ask them if you can do it. The worst you can get in the United States is a no. It's gonna help you. That's number 5. You need to ask. It's gonna help you a lot and it's gonna save you a lot. People have lost money because they didn't want to ask. People have been mistreated because they didn't want to ask. People have accepted bad job offers. People have accepted to be in bad situations because they didn't want to ask for whatever reason. I don't get it, but you need to ask the right questions, ask the right people. Even the smallest thing that comes in your mind, ask. I do that sometimes. I ask, not sometimes, but I do that all the time, and my friends get bored of me. My insurance gets bored. My boss at work gets bored with me, but I don't want to make a mistake because I did not ask. The sixth thing you need to know is cooking. Yeah, you need to learn how to cook, because eating out is expensive and you cannot always eat out. So I know people who don't know how to cook, but just invest your time into learning how to cook before you come here, because you don't want to be in that situation where you're spending most of the money on cooking. Before I had a flexible job and enough time, I used to cook for enough for like 3 days, so I'll just cook enough for 3 days and warm it up, and then when I'm off I cook again, like that. Sometimes I'll just cook I cook my beans, I cook my meat, I cook whatever, and then I just warm it up until I'm done, right? So we're gonna talk about that later in another episode, about life in general, right? So yeah, you might want to learn how to cook. It's important you learn how to cook, because you won't have time the first days you're trying to settle in the United States, and you will not have the money to keep on buying. So cook. Okay, number 7, learn how to drive. If you don't know how to drive, you need to learn how to drive, because you can't really survive in the United States on Uber. Personally, I rode Uber for almost 10 months, the first 10 months. The reason is I got lost in a bus twice, so I just figured it's not my thing. I got lost twice and I was very traumatized. I swear, before those 2 incidents where I got lost, I mentioned trauma, like, traumatized casually, right? But after I got lost, imagine being lost in the United States. You don't know where you're going. You're in the middle of nowhere. Your phone is off. I was so traumatized, and I was with my baby and it was raining. So yeah, I rode Uber for like 10 months, and it's really expensive to maintain traveling on Uber. So you need to learn how to drive at least the first 1, 2, 3 months that you work. You save and buy a car so that you save yourself from spending money on Uber. You might travel by bus, but it's not everywhere that a bus can take you. So the next thing is be humble. Start learning, training yourself how to be humble, because you need it. Because no matter where you come from, who you are, where you come from, what you do, they don't care, and chances are they don't know you. So regardless, you're a celebrity, where you're coming from, you're a minister or whatever you are, right? They don't know you and they do not care. So whether you're coming for school, to work, to settle down, or whatever reason, just visiting, be humble, because you don't know anything about the United States. You watch this video, you know a little bit, which is maybe just 0.5%, right? You're gonna do your research, but that does not equip you to come here and, oh yeah, I'm a minister, oh yeah, I'm an A student, yeah, I have a bachelor's degree. They don't care. And there are people with PhDs working as a caregiver. You're gonna start from the scratch. You're starting from zero. So if you're not ready to humble yourself and be under people who you are not gonna be under, where you're coming from, you're gonna suffer. Next thing, rules and laws. So here in the United States, they're very big on their rules and laws. They really follow their rules and their laws. They really enforce their laws and rules. So you might want to start training yourself to abide by the rules and laws of a country. So regardless where you're coming from, I come from Africa, which is very corrupt. We pay our way out. You might come from China, Jamaica, or wherever you're coming from. here in the United States, you might go for life for committing a very small crime. Things like road signs, you need to, if it says stop, you need to stop. If the light is red, you need to stop. Small things like those, that you're gonna get charged, and also we really depend on our background. So if you have crimes, it might affect you getting a job, it might affect you even renting an apartment. They're gonna check your background. So everything is just, you need to be strict. That's how people end homeless, because they cannot get a job, they have a very bad background. They can't even get an apartment because they have a bad background, they haven't been paying rent. I'm not trying to scare you or what, but it is what it is. I've seen people suffer for not following rules. And yeah, bonus tip, this is something I always tell people, and that is, the basics of life are the same. What I mean by that, the same way you got to where you are, wherever you are, might help you get where you want to be when you're here. You understand? So regardless, after all is being said and done, regardless of everything, of how challenging it might sound, how challenging it might be, how involving, how busy, but at the end of the day, you can apply the same knowledge that got you where you are here, and it's gonna work. Right now, you're gonna do it better. You're gonna do it with experience. You've learned from your experience, and you're adding that towards here. So yeah, guys, welcome to America in advance. Bye. Till next time, don't forget to send me your questions, topics that you want me to discuss in my next episode to talktokathy@gmail.com. And if you want one-on-one assistance, how to get a visa, how to get settled in America, services, where to get services, please inbox me at katherinestar@gmail.com. Don't forget, I charge for my time and effort. So if you need one-on-one assistance, be ready. Okay, bye.